Just a quick heads up, we're heading out to Las Vegas next week for the big annual conference, and as a result, we will not be producing the daily all week long. I've tried to produce the show while out in Vegas in the past, and it just does not work. Mostly because I sleep terribly when I'm out west. I get up super early here in Maine every morning to produce the show, and the switch to West Coast late nights for the big conference leaves me fairly incapable of doing any kind of real work when I'm out there. So that's coming up on Monday, December 9th and running all of next week. December is going to be a truncated month as it is for us here at MJ Today Media because of our annual 2-week holiday break. Thankfully, not too much news happens in December anyways, relatively speaking. This episode of Marijuana Today Daily is brought to you by our new sponsor, Greenworks Consults, a company run by longtime listener to the show, Jason, who's an expert when it comes to helping businesses get better at doing business. Jason and his team can help you tune up and dial in your operations, keeping more money in your bank account at the end of every month. Swing over to greenworksconsults.com with works spelled WORX to get in touch with Jason and to start your journey towards greater profitability. Good morning, Marijuana Nation. It's Tuesday, December 3rd, 2019, and you're tuned into episode 850 of Marijuana Today Daily. I'm your host, Shay Gunther, and I'll be walking you through today's marijuana news and headlines. As always, we have a full and busy day of cannabis news in our hands, so let's jump right into it. We have some more details out of Michigan to kick off today's news day, again, as Sunday marked the first day of legal adult use sales. The Michigan Marijuana Regulatory Agency said on that first historic day, more than $200,000 in sales were made in the 4 adult use shops that managed to open up. The Detroit Free Press has a good long piece up reporting on the day's adult use activities, where long lines of happy customers waiting in the cold was the norm. Michigan is the first Midwestern state to allow for legal adult use sales and has one of the largest pools of registered medical marijuana patients, so this is a good one to generally stay on top of, no matter where you do business. Kyle Yeager has a good news story up over at Marijuana Moment as the National Credit Union Administration, or NCUA, which oversees and regulates credit unions, approved a plan to allow people with low-level drug possession charges to work at credit unions. The new rule would apply to people with single simple possession charges on their records. One of the more encouraging parts of this story is the fact that the NCUA said it recognizes that drug laws are disproportionately applied to non-white offenders. You can't fix a problem if you don't at least acknowledge that it's there. You can zip over to Kyle's story on this over Marijuana Moment for more. We return to our recent storyline for our final top story today involving Ronan Levy of New York City, who I reported on last month after he was arrested while picking up a shipment of 106 pounds of industrial hemp that was grown in Vermont. As it turns out, by a friend of the show, Jehala Dudley of Fox Holler Farms. Jehala actually worked here at MJ Today Media, helping us produce the newsfeed email newsletter before becoming a hemp farmer. I reported just a couple weeks ago that it appeared that the charges against Levy, whose brother actually owns the hemp company receiving the shipment, were set to be dropped. But the Burlington Free Press has a story up detailing the fact that the charges still stand, as of yesterday, with no clear word on why. I'm sure it has nothing to do with the NYPD being embarrassed about their loud boasts on social media following the arrests that they had busted up some major drug deal. We'll be watching this one. You should too. Those are our top stories for today. It's time for Marijuana Today Daily Headlines Blitz. Before we blitz out in headlines, let's quickly thank our new sponsor, Greenworks Consults, which is run by longtime listener to the show, Jason, who's an expert when it comes to helping businesses get better at doing business. What Jason and his team can do is to help you get all of your business operations standardized and tracked by metrics. They can set up things like Lean and Six Sigma for your business and can generally help you hold on to more of your money at the end of each month. If your business model is to just open your doors and expect that you will simply succeed because you're selling marijuana, you're going to get left in the dustbin of the future, because our industry is only going to get more competitive. If you'd like to survive and thrive in this exciting new world of legal cannabis, then spend the time and energy right now to make sure you're doing things as efficiently as possible. Open up greenworksconsults.com today to learn more about what Jason and his team can do for you and to schedule a call to get started. That's greenworksconsults.com, with works spelled W-O-R-X. Big thanks to everyone over at Greenworks Consults for helping us keep our news lights on. All right, time for the Blitz. Kyle's back with another headline, picking up on news out of the UK that 4 top drug treatment providers just sent an open letter to political leaders, urging them to set up a commission to study every possible solution to the ongoing opioid health crisis, including the decriminalization of drugs. The UK is a week or so away from a general election. You can open up Kyle's story for more here and to read the letter sent yourself. As always, we have all the news we cover linked to on our website at mjtodaydaily.com. Officials in the state of Arkansas said they're considering a plan to revoke the marijuana business licenses of any operator that has not yet opened up shop. The marijuana business licenses will be going up for renewal in June, though Arkansas Alcoholic Beverage Control has said that they could start removing licenses as soon as January. Apparently, there's some concern that license holders are waiting for better market conditions to open up, with just 11 of the 32 licensed shops actually operating right now. Hopping up to Canada, we have the national pharmacy chain Shoppers Drug Mart taking its medical cannabis portal website national for the first time, making it newly available to the citizens of the province of Manitoba. Shoppers of the Shoppers Drug Mart marijuana website can't actually buy medical cannabis directly from the company itself, but the website does offer patient links to licensed providers, as well as to information and guidance on medical cannabis. This is a good thing that we could all learn something from. Deb Borchardt over at Green Market Report has a recently announced quarterly financial result posted with a rather large number. Sol Global Investments Corporation, an investment firm focused on the cannabis industry, reported that it realized a net loss of $51.3 million for its second quarter on top of zero revenue. Sol Global has seen a total net loss of $94 million over the last 6 months. Deb's piece has details and background here. Reuters is reporting that life insurance companies are starting to take a hard look at how they price their products for people who use vaporizers, as the vape-related health scare has continued to smolder over the last 6 months or so. Life insurance companies have generally lumped people who vaporize together with people who smoke when it comes to how much they pay for insurance, but increasingly are considering adopting policies to not even service vape users at all. This is an issue of note. Our final headline on the day is one examining an interesting point of friction between the marijuana laws of the United States and its neighbor to the north, Canada, which we should all know by now legalized adult use marijuana last year, while the U.S. very much did not. Some of the residents of the small Canadian island of Campobello, which is only accessible by car via a bridge attached to Maine, are upset that their mail is increasingly being searched first by U.S. Customs officials, who search it en route in Maine. The reason this one touches our headlines is that Campobello residents say that the increased inspections did not pick up until last year, following the Canadian legalization of marijuana, which allows for the delivery of cannabis via mail service Canada Post. In response to the increased inspections, Cannabis New Brunswick, the province-run retailer, has ceased shipments to the island. Those are the headlines and news for the day. I'll be back with you again tomorrow morning with another information-packed episode of Marijuana Today Daily. But in the meantime, if you have any stories to share or feedback to give, zip us an email to headlines@mjtodaydaily.com. And while you're clicking around the interwebs, swing over to our website at mjtodaydaily.com to find links to all the news we cover. Thanks to our sponsor, Greenworks Consults, and to our awesome Patreon listeners for the support that makes this show possible. To join the illustrious ranks of the Patreon listeners yourself, swing over to our website at mjtodaydaily.com and click on that big blue button at the top of the page that says Become a Patron. I'm your host, Shay Gunther. Thanks for tuning in and starting your day with marijuana today.
One take, Shay. One take.